Hey, what's going on, guys? Butterbar here. Welcome back to the channel, and happy Labor Day to everybody. Look, if you got to spend this 3-day weekend with your friends and your family, maybe you were doing some barbecuing, maybe you were out at the lake, hell, maybe you were doing what I was doing, man, just relaxing, kicking it back, being with the wife and the kid, just kind of relaxing, having a good time, man, at home. Hopefully you had a good 3-day weekend. These things don't come off that often. You don't get these 3-day, maybe 4-day weekends that often, so you got to take advantage of them when they do. And again, hopefully to everybody that, got the day off from work, hopefully you had a good time with your friends and your family. And you got to have a little bit more fun before you go back to work tomorrow on Tuesday. But also, too, today is the 2nd of September, and that means literally only 2 days away from the Modern Warfare beta. Man, I am super excited. I literally work on the 12th, but the 13th I'm going to be off to play this, and I cannot wait, dude. This happens my birthday weekend, baby. I am super excited. My birthday weekend. I get to have my birthday on Friday the 13th, which is really creepy, but, dude, I'm going to be grinding the hell out of this Modern Warfare beta. I cannot wait to get my hands on this thing. 10 days away. 10 days away. It cannot come fast enough. And hell, man, next month we get to play this game for the full release. It's going to be exciting. And one of the things I've been thinking about with the excitement of the beta, the excitement of this game's full release, is what the weapons have to offer. Look, they've been teasing, they've been talking about all the different types of things, all the attachments and abilities you're going to have for your weapons. It's kind of the one thing that I've been thinking in the back of my mind. What do I want to work on the first couple of hours, the first couple of minutes of playing the Modern Warfare beta, and what I want to focus on and just kind of use and see and kind of see like what happens, what is the meta, what is going to be the perfect attachments, the perfect perks in this game. And I'll tell you right now, up front, first couple of hours, first couple of minutes, hell, maybe even the first day, I'm going to be focusing on the attachments of weapons in Modern Warfare. They have teased that, these weapons have over 60 different attachments on them, and 60 different, or I mean, hell, maybe even more than 60 different attachments, hell, later on down the future in DLC. But all the different types of variations of weapons you're going to see out there is just kind of one of those focuses that I want to put into this beta and just kind of see, what works and what doesn't. So when the full game releases, it's going to be one of those things where I'm like, dude, I already know what my setup is, I already know what I like, what I don't like, and I know exactly how I want my class set up the day the game launches. And I think that was great with the 2v2. You got to use different weapons. You got to see what different attachments work on each gun. I got to see what worked and didn't work, but damn it, man, it was great to kind of see what type of things that we're going to get to look forward to when we actually get to play the beta. Now, actually going through the menu screen of kind of seeing, exactly what, I mean, good Lord, I mean, look at this. As somebody that's been a part of, somebody that's played the Call of Duty games all the way back to 01 with the original Call of Duty game, and just seeing the evolution of everything that this game has had to offer when it comes to not only gameplay, but, mechanics and weapons and attachments. It's crazy to know that 10 years ago, we literally only could put one attachment on our gun. Back in Modern Warfare 2, which was 10 years ago, you could literally put only one attachment on your gun, and it's crazy to think about it, but now we're going into a game where we can literally put 5 attachments on a gun. That is crazy. To me, it's insane. You're always so used to not only, playing those games back in the day where it's only one attachment, but hell, I mean, you've been playing Call of Duty games now where it's like the pick 10, 12, 13, whatever it might be, to where not only are you picking perks, but your also weapon attachments are a part of that. But in Modern Warfare, it's not like that whatsoever. You literally get to choose between 5 attachments that you want to put in, or hell, maybe you don't want to do. Maybe you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5 attachments on your weapon to see what is going to be the best thing for your weapon, to see what is going to be the best play style for you as a player. And that is one of those things I am just super excited to try out during this beta, because I mean, there's so many different variations, there's so many different types of combinations that you can actually do in this game, from the weapon magazine, the barrel, the stock, the sights, everything. It's just insane to me to see of all the different types of things you can actually work towards and actually achieving in this game when it just comes to just weapon gameplay and just your weapon alone, and seeing what your weapon is actually capable of. Now, the one thing that I actually like about this is the fact that there are pros and cons to each different attachment, so you can actually kind of, play around, see what attachments work well with each other. Maybe they cancel it out and they actually work great together, to where you can actually use really great combinations. But the one thing that I actually really wanted to know, the one thing that I was just very curious on how it was going to work, is that how are we going to test this out? How are we going to use this? How are we going to be able to see what attachments work, what attachments don't work, besides just regular gameplay? really, honestly, kind of going back to the Call of Duty series, there's literally only 2 games that have given us a capability, a way of actually testing out weapon perks, weapon abilities, different attachments, and that literally is Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty World War II, is what you're actually seeing gameplay of. This actually gave you in time to where you could actually set up a class, set up a weapon system, set up different attachments that you want on your weapon, and you could go test it out, man. You could see what the recoil was. You could see what the weapon pattern, what the weapon would do with recoil wise. And honestly, I thought that was a really great idea. Not only that Advanced Warfare did it, but also World War II did it as well. And it's very surprising to me that, honestly, kind of looking at the Call of Duty series as a whole, is that literally 2 games out of the almost like over 20 years of this game, you know, the series being out, literally only 2 games have actually offered a way to where you can actually test out. I mean, I guess besides Modern Warfare Remastered, but there's also different ways to be able to test out your weapons and to actually see what weapons work, what weapons don't, what weapons do you actually like, you know, going after targets long range, what do you want to keep as your short range weapons with the SMGs and whatnot. But honestly, I really did think this was a revolutionary idea when it's implemented in Advanced Warfare and also in World War II that really you don't see in other Call of Duty games. No other Call of Duty games do this, and honestly, I would love to see this implemented in Modern Warfare. Look, with the different attachments, the different things, the different combinations you can actually do on the weapons in Modern Warfare, I mean, you have to have some way to try it out. You know, it cannot just be, you know, you make your different attachments, you get your weapon out, you get different selections of different things you want on it, and the way to test it out is to get into gameplay. That's the one thing that I kind of fear. I do kind of see Modern Warfare kind of going down that way, which, I mean, I guess, you know, with only 2 games in the series, you know, having a way to actually test out weapon systems is not really that big of a deal, but honestly, I would love to see this implemented in Modern Warfare to where you didn't have to go into a multiplayer game to find out, you know, if your weapon works for you or not. You're able to move and see how the weapon moves and aiming down sights and just seeing the ways that your weapon goes about things with the different attachments, with the pros and cons attached to that weapon with the attachments. And to me, it's just one of those things that I think would be really great for Modern Warfare. I think it would bring a lot more to the game that, I mean, dude, this game already has a lot to offer. It already has all different types of weapons, all different types of attachments, all different types of game modes, and all and how many players can be on each different type of game mode. And it's just, to me, really, there's a lot of things to be optimistic about, a lot of things to look forward to in this new Modern Warfare game. What about one more, man? What about one more? What about one thing to look forward to in this game is being able to test out what weapons work with different attachments before you actually jump into a game, and just to kind of see how they work and see what attachments you like, what attachments you don't like before you actually get into a game. To me, I think this is kind of I would say this is this needs to be in the game. This is one of those things that is just, you know, if you're going to be making the weapons pretty much the main characters, it's going to be the main focus of the game, and the attachments to these weapons are the main focus of, hey, this is the first game that you're going to have 5 different attachments on a weapon. There's 60 different attachments and just for the primary weapons alone, I think there's 30 weapon attachments for secondary weapons. Dude, this is going to be a really great thing to have as something to be able to try it out, is actually having a firing range to be able to set up and see what works and what doesn't. Now, I'll say this about World War II. World War II didn't really have the greatest system in the world. Yeah, you got to test out weapon systems, but there were so many different menus they actually had to go through and actually able to select a weapon, select the attachments, and then going back through the windows, the menus to actually get it back into the game to try out at the training center. But honestly, you could make this a really easy thing, similar to what, you know, Modern Warfare Remastered or Advanced Warfare did, to be able to try stuff out and see, you know, what works and what doesn't. So honestly, I think it'd be a great thing. I would love to know from you guys, what do you think about a firing range? A firing range to be able to test out the attachments, test out the combinations of attachments, but also perks that you can put on these weapon systems. We can't forget that not only are you able to attach attachments to these weapons, but you also have sleight of hand, 3 bursts, you know, FMJ, different perks that you can actually attach to your weapon. That, you know, I mean, honestly, before you're jumping into a match, would be a really great thing to try out in a firing range and have, you know, different obstacles that maybe help even create a course, or, you know what about bots? What about something to where, you know, it was more advanced than just a firing range, to where you could just test it out on bots before jumping in. It was something that's very simple, very easy to just kind of transition in and out of a firing range to where you actually have, you know, computer-based players to fight against before you can jump into a multiplayer game with players to test out what you have set up for you. So to me, I would love to see something like that. I think it'd be really great to have implemented, and I think it'd be a really great sell for players to be able to try stuff out before getting into a multiplayer game. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about it? What do you guys think about all the attachments that are going to be in this game? Are you excited about it? Are you excited about, you know, 10 days away from being able to try out this game for the beta? To me, I'm just overblown, man. It's going to be exciting. 10 days away. Try out the weapons, try out the kill streaks, try out the maps and the game modes. It's going to be a great thing. But again, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about a firing range to actually test out your weapons and the attachments you put on them? So let me know in the comments below, guys. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.